Alright, this video is going to help you with the last four problems that are like EOG problems. So the first one, we're looking at someone going to Italy. They are comparing the US dollar to what the euro is worth. So what we're going to do is use this as if it was like a scale model. So this as if this was our scale like we did on those other problems. So we're comparing the euro to the dollar. So we know, so here is our scale. We have these two numbers, and then we know that Cameron is giving his friend $50 to spend there. So that's our third piece of information. So we have the euro to the 0.77 to the $1, and then we know they were given $50. So then that means that our variable must go there. So we're then going to cross multiply. So we have x equals 38.50. So that would be about $38.50 or 38 euros and 50 cents because we're in the euro section. So then it says about how much can he spend. So we would round that up to then 39 euros. So then you would circle the one that goes with that. Number 2 is very similar. You're setting up a proportion. So I'm going to let you do that one on your own, but I will do 3 and 4. So you can work these out. So this one, it's very similar to the other ones. It's just there's a fraction in it, so it's going to look a little different. So on the map, we have the length of a road from A to B. So one city to another city, for example, is 12 inches. So there's our one piece of important information. On the map, 3/4 of an inch represents 8 miles. So there's our scale. We got our scale and then our third number. Those are always everything you look for the ratio and proportions. So we want to know the actual distance from town A to town B. So let's set up our proportion. We know we have inches and miles. And 3/4 of an inch we know is like 3 out of 4 quarters. So we can just say that is 0.75 out of 8 miles. For every 0.7 inches, we have 8 miles. And then inches is the other number we were given, so that's going to go on top this time. So that's our proportion. Now we just need to cross multiply. 0.75x equals 96. 8 times 12 is 96. And we're going to divide both sides by 0.75. And we're going to get the x is 128. And notice our x is in miles, so it's going to be miles. So then you circle the one that goes with that. Alright, our last one is going to be similar to this last one that we did with using that fraction and the scale factor. There's just one extra step that they're asking for, but it's not too bad. So we're making a scale drawing of a backyard using this scale. So there's 2 of our numbers. The rectangular swimming pool was 2 inches long and 1 inch wide. At first, it seems like they've given us too many numbers, but all we're doing is doing the scale factor for 2 different parts of the pool. So we have a 2-inch pool and a 1-inch pool, and we want to find out what the new pool, like not the new pool, the real pool is going to be if this is the model. So let's set up our proportion. We have inches to feet. So let's start with the 2 inches first. So we know that 1/4 is like 0.25 over 3 feet is the same as 2 inches, and then we need to find what it is in feet. So we'll cross multiply. 2.5x equals 6. And then we'll divide both sides by 0.25. We get x is equal to 24 feet. So all we did there is, because we have 2 different dimensions that we want to do to find the number in feet, we just are taking one at a time and finding those dimensions. So we know that the 2 feet or 2 inches is the same thing as 24 feet in the real model, not the smaller one. So now we need to do the same thing with the 1 inch. So we'll set up our proportion again, this time using the 1 instead of the 2. So now we're using that 1 to find this dimension instead. So we have 0.25x cross multiplying equals 3. When you divide both sides by 0.25, you get that x equals 12 feet. So notice that was something that would be pretty easy to find out even if you didn't have time or the space to do all the math, because you see that 1 and then you double it and you get to 2, and the same thing here, 12 you double and get to 24. So we know that it's still drawn to scale. It's just now we're in feet instead of inches using our scale right there. So now the question asks, what is the area of the pool? Well, remember, area is length times width. So all we need to do is multiply 24 times 12. So 24 times 12 equals 288 feet squared. And this one wasn't multiple choice, so that's just your answer.